Hi, this is the Duopoly Report with Steve Caviedes. Welcome back. I wasn't planning on putting out a video this soon. I had like a wrap up to the New Mexico State Senate thing about the initial Mary Kay Papin thing, and I was going to cut that a little bit later. But then a news story dropped, and another very interesting event happened today just by random chance. And oddly enough, they all seem to sync together. So I was just perusing my Twitter feed when I came upon a tweet from someone I follow, and it had a little quote on it, and it said, "Congratulations, Senators Stewart and Senator Stewart," and I knew exactly what they were talking about. It was a joke. It was a joke about something that happened on the first day of the Senate's floor session. And I'm actually going to show a piece of video that it contains that joke in it. So I thought, wow, that was cool. What a coincidence. And I went to click on the original poster of the tweet. And when I did that, this is what came up. You are blocked from following Senator Mimi Stewart and viewing Senator Mimi Stewart's tweets. I've been blocked by Senator Mimi Stewart. This happened on Facebook as well. Wow. Apparently, these videos are having an impact. Apparently, it's getting around. And apparently, there's a couple of legislators, or at least one, that's very afraid of what's being said on here. I'm amazed. I'm actually slightly honored that I'm so amazing that I've been blocked. So there you go. I've been blocked by Senator Mimi Stewart because I don't know why. It's kind of crazy, but there you go. And then as I was perusing that, I came across another news article that hit just a couple days ago, and this is from Robert Knott of the Santa Fe New Mexican and the New Mexico Political Report blog that picks up legislative stories from the Santa Fe New Mexican. They posted this. Senators pare back proposed childhood ed agency, and you see a picture of somber Senator Padilla on the floor. And that picture is kind of apropos because of what occurs here coming up. So a bipartisan group of state senators on Monday balked at creating a new department to centralize early childhood education programs, stripping the proposed agency of about half its responsibilities. Members of the Senate Education Committee voted 5-4 to amend Senate Bill 22, which would establish a centralized agency. This would keep programs for 4-year-olds under the purview of the Public Education Department. The bill's sponsor, Senator Michael Padilla of Albuquerque, said the amendment hurts his proposal. Quote, "It defeats the ability to ensure consistency across the early childhood education spectrum." Now, before I go any further on that, I want to show you the Senate Education Committee, and there are 9 members on it. That means this committee was full. It had absolutely everybody there when that vote to create this amendment was happened. So everyone was involved, and if you'll notice, there are I think it's 6. It's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 Republicans, and there are 6 Democrats on that committee. There was a 5-4 vote to amend the bill, and so further on here, the committee's action would leave 3-year-olds only under the jurisdiction of the new department. It would also split state funding between the new department and the Public Education Department. In essence, it cuts the bill's intent in half. Padilla said senators on the Education Committee may not have time to review the 7-page amendment, which he first saw at 8 in the morning. I've had some recent experience about surprise amendments showing up in committees, surprise substantive amendments showing up in committees without the author's knowledge. Apparently, this goes on more than I understand, and so far the experiences have been all in the Senate. Padilla tried to fight the change, arguing having a central office to oversee all pre-kindergarten programs would help deliver quality services to children and ensure educators would be well trained. But it became apparent that his bill's survival hinged on it being amended. 2 Democrats joined 3 Republicans in approving the change, which was introduced by Senator Craig Brandt of Rio Rancho. He said the PED was doing a good job with 4-year-olds. No reason to change. Senator Mimi Stewart also told Padilla that she would not support the bill without the amendment. Stewart then joined with fellow Democrats Senator Bill O'Neill of Albuquerque and 3 Republicans. So, and it goes on to say that in a previous committee, Rules Committee, that they cut his funding in half in Rules Committee. Now they're cutting the scope here in Education Committee. These are what I would call poison pills. Like they're not voting no on the bill, but they're basically just stuffing poison pills on it so that it becomes a less capable bill, a bill that no one really wants to vote on because it's unwieldy. It's another clever way of killing something without killing it. And the interesting thing here is that Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham had urged the Senate to approve this bill. She's even sent Lieutenant Governor Jaime Morales and Secretary of Education designate Karen Trujillo to committee hearings to testify for the measure. So there's a battle here between the governor and other members of the legislature, which to me, especially when it's on budget issues and spending, there's a classic, and that's John Arthur Smith, the chairman of the Finance Committee, who battles with every governor about issues such as these. It makes me wonder, like, what's going on here? Are there agents of Smith involved in this whole thing? It's a very interesting situation. So anyway, that I don't have a particular opinion on this particular bill, but it's just interesting noticing some of the dynamics that are at play here. And here's Senator Mimi Stewart in the middle of this again. So this gets me to what I was originally going to talk about in this video. And we had so we've got Mimi Stewart and Bill O'Neill here teaming up with the Republicans to kill this bill. And now we get back to the original thing that I was going to talk about, which was the tweet, the joke, and the first day of the session. So I've got a clip here from the first day of the legislative session. And this is the nomination process for the pro tem of the Senate, the person who's going to run the committee, who's going to assign who gets to sit on what committees and who will be the chairs and vice chairs. You're assigning the great power and the direction of the Senate for the year to come. So, and we already know from previous videos, it was Mary Kay Papin who became that. So, if you have someone who's known as a well-known conservative Democrat, part of this coalition, part of that many Democrats, at least in 2013, and I can only think going forward, were not that in favor of, you would think that, it would probably be like John Arthur Smith or Clemente Sanchez or one of those other donkey fans that would nominate Papin first for the position. So let's watch what actually goes down.
The chair will now entertain nominations for the office of President Pro Tempore of the State Senate.
Mr. President.
Senator O'Neill.
Mr. President, members, I've been really honored to have been asked to put Senator Mary Kay Papin in nomination. And, I just want to say a couple things, and I promise to be brief, as my dad used to say when he would do a speech. He would always say, I will be.
Yeah, Senator Bill O'Neill. That's one. do you really consider Bill O'Neill as someone who's like big on the coalition? I never had him on that list. But here he is today, nominating Mary Kay Papen. Let's see what he has to say about her.
Be brief. That's the promise that I made to you. But basically, when I came over to the Senate 6 years ago, I wasn't quite sure what to make of this place. You know, it was so different from my former chamber. And then I just took me a while to adjust. And my first impression is that it runs so differently than our colleagues over there on the other side, who I really respect. But you know, it's orderly and focused and, dare I say, bipartisan. So.
Oh yeah, bipartisan. It's that all right, or as I explained in my last video, practically unipartisan, right? I mean, they're all just agreeing to unify with themselves, who unify with the others in unity, and they're all unified, and they're unified and unified. It's practically unipartisan, not bipartisan. Bipartisan is just not. That is one of the favorite words of the donkey fat. No separation, blur the lines, bipartisanship. Let's continue.
Oh, you know, as my first term progressed, I began to realize that a certain Senator Papen and her honest and straightforward leadership might have something to do with this phenomenon of collegiality and respect for different political opinions.
There's nothing wrong with that. Collegiality, respect is great. As long as you don't let it get in the way of having to do what's right when the time is right.
And on a personal note, I have to say the subject of Mary Kay Papen inspires awe in me, because whenever I pull into the garage, her car is there, like always, attending to the duties of her office. Whenever I call her, she calls me right back, like texts me right back, which makes me feel like a slacker for good reason, because I just don't do that.
Well, there's your campaign slogan. Hey, Bill O'Neill for State Senate 2020. I'm a slacker, and I promise to never return your phone calls or texts. All right.
And I just see her going up and down I-25, barreling up and down that freeway, probably not going the speed limit. So, you know, I just want to say that this woman is special, and I consider her a friend, and what really comes to mind for me is that she's loyal. She is loyal and warm and loyal to everybody in this chamber.
Yeah, she was real loyal to this Democratic caucus in 2013 when she told the majority of the Democrats who wanted P. Compost, yeah, like, why don't you take a hike? Me, 5 of my friends, and all the Republicans are going to nominate me as pro tem. Yeah, that's real loyalty. And it's carried on forth until today.
Regardless of party. So, with that, Mr. President, members, I nominate the Honorable Mary Kay Papen, Senator from Doña County, for the office of President pro tempore of the Senate for the 54th Legislature.
Can you believe this kiss fest we're listening to right now? Oh my God. All right, it continues. The seconding.
Sure. The chair recognizes Senator Stewart. Excuse me, the chair recognizes the senator from Chavez, Curry, Baca, and Roosevelt counties, the Honorable Stewart Engel.
A little taller than the other Stewart here. Hair's a little shorter, you know, and
So that's Senator Stewart Engel, a Republican, the minority leader, who's going to second him, and Howie Morales, who's been a senator for a number of years and now is lieutenant governor. He's sitting on the other side of the dais, so to speak. It's his first day doing it. I'm sure there's a little nerves. First day also, the gallery's packed. Everything's packed. There's a million eyes, TV cameras. He was a little nervous, so he misspoke and said Senator Stewart when he meant Senator Engel. That's where that tweet came from, and the joke, which, you know, was cute. And then Senator Engel, who's always had his wry sense of wit, jumps on it in a real funny way. And That's the tweet that I talked about at the beginning of this video.
Anyway, it's my privilege also to be a part of this nomination. I would now second the nomination for Senator Mary Kay Papin for the position of President Pro Tem of the Senate.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
Okay. There's Mimi Stewart, Senator Mimi Stewart, seconding a motion. I never heard the first. I guess someone must have made it first. The motion she's seconding is to close all nominations. So there'll only be one nominee. So there'll be no contest, no challenge. The nail's being put in the coffin right here, and Senator Mimi Stewart is the one hammering that last nail into the coffin. Any true blues that want to show any strength, any resistance, any sign that there might be a second opinion in that body of the Senate has been shut down right now by Senator Stewart. Maybe this is part of the reason why I got blocked. Maybe she just has a real thin skin. But what I do know is I also would have never had Senator Mimi Stewart on the DocuFant list. But I guess once you ascend to a power position, things can change. I mean, it also makes me wonder why we never see any resistance out of Peter Wirth, either, the majority leader. So I'm going to leave you with the closing 30 seconds of this of the rest of this video clip. Please watch it to the end, and just to see how it all just happens with such glee and happiness amongst all the others, while we know what kind of struggle is going to occur because of the color and flavor of the politic of the state Senate, with Mary Kay Papin calling all the shots.
It has been moved and seconded that the nomination cease and that Senator Mary Kay Papin be elected President Pro Tem of the Senate by acclamation. All those in favor will vote by saying A. All those opposed will vote no. All those in favor vote by saying aye. The ayes have it. It's my accent.
So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause.
Hey, thank you for watching the Duopoly Report. If you liked the video you saw, please make sure to click the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button and click that bell to make sure that you get notified when I drop a new video. And if you really want to support this project and see more important information that New Mexico and other people need about what's going on in our politics that is never talked about, please support my Patreon page. All the links are down below.